Okay, so hey everyone. First night, Tuesday night call at 8:30. I think this is going to work out a lot better for all of us. Thursdays are, I'm sure, a very busy day for most of us because of the week changing over and it being end of the week, and we're all just tired and all that good stuff. So, I'm not going to keep much of your time. I just told Jen this is I did a speech or a training at Super Saturday this past weekend on outworking your fear and duplicating yourself. So I'm actually going to go over the duplication part of it with an extra slide or two for you guys tonight. And it's my takeaways from one of the trainings at leadership. So hopefully it'll help in knowing how to target pretty much who you're looking for, and also how to duplicate what you are doing that's working with your team. Okay, so I'm going to screen share with you because I have slides. Okay, so duplication, creating a U army. Now, obviously, we sign coaches. Not everybody is like an exact replica of you. So, you're going to have different people who are attracted to you for different reasons, but you need to be able to have a system that is duplicatable for every type of person that you bring on. In that sense, creating a U army, doing the same things that you've been doing to hit success. Okay. So we're going to go into, I have one announcement. It's pretty important, which is the Fall Classic. Okay. Become a triple threat and crush your November goals. November is one of the hardest months, just like September. So we want to start thinking about what we're going to do now, who our teams are going to be. One of the ideas that I had been throwing around in my head was something like a Movember. Everybody was doing a Croctober. So, crock pots for October, Movember for November. You could do some type of group centered around moving. A fun idea that really took off on my like page that I was going to share with you guys. I posted a picture. It wasn't my picture. I took the picture and posted it again, saying that it was cool and how I would be working out for like an hour because my name is so long. But it was a different workout for each letter of your name, and you had to spell your name. So it was like a 2-minute wall sit for the letter E, and then you had to go through your entire name for a workout. Well, that would be something fun to do. You could do like a 5-day free group with that. And yes, I would suggest you create your own, what you want them to be doing for each letter of the alphabet, but you could have them go through 5, like before they even join the group, pick 5 people that they know that they want to use their names. And every day they're going to do one of those names as a workout. That would be a way like to get new people to move from Movember, hopefully transition them into a challenge group or a challenge, pack sale or whatever. So just thinking of new ways to bring people in right off the bat. You could do it at the very end, like you could advertise for it now so that you have new contacts for November. That was just something that I, was thinking of because it had like 20 shares or something like that and a whole bunch of likes. So a lot of people liked that idea. So maybe creating it into a free group would be something that would be beneficial. So you have 1 month and 1 mission to go all in. I mentioned it before on last week's team call. The Fall Classic is now 3 coaches per team. You can only have 1 diamond per team. So I want everybody that is a working coach in Revelation Fitness to be on a team or hosting a team. It's big. It's going to help your business grow. It's going to drive volume for the hard months and really put you on the fast track for December and January. Okay. How to earn points is through Success Club, rank advancements, and boost bundles. All this information is in the FAQ that you can look for. Obviously, the deadline to register is October 31st because it starts November 1st. All right. So at the time of registration, there can only be 1 diamond on the team. Okay. Moving on, duplicating yourself. So one of the things that we all are striving to do, would be videos, blogging, like pages, Instagram, Twitter, whatever your social media base is. You want to make whatever you're doing easy for your coaches, right? So I have a list of things that you can put together as you go through your business and your work hours on how you can help your coaches. So YouTube, you can do YouTube videos to train them in certain areas. Like in Revelation Fitness, I just posted a video on how to navigate your back office 101, for brand new coaches. Now that's just an example. And then Evernote, I absolutely love Evernote because it's on my phone as an app, and everything that's on my computer on the Evernote website is also on my phone. So if I'm out or, not able to get to my computer and somebody needs something, I can share the link right from there from my phone. So everything that I do is put into Evernote. Even like the trainings that I have in the back in Revelation Fitness, they're in their own Evernote. God forbid, knock on wood, Facebook ever gets rid of Revelation Fitness. We have all that training saved somewhere. I don't have to go back through my YouTube videos and look for them all. A lot of people use Google Docs, same format. There is an app for it. I'm not a huge fan of Google Docs unless I need to do something like spreadsheet wise where other people can go in and edit and fill in, and I am able to see that. Evernote, I don't think you can do that. But that's the only reason why I would use Google Docs. But whichever one you prefer that's easier for you to share with your coaches where you can put your information, use it. Scripts. I don't know if you saw, but I'm slowly adding things to the file section of Revelation Fitness. Go there and look. I just added email scripts for challengers who are interested in things. Anything that you can put into script form for your coaches would be awesome. I have a lot of new coaches that are going through the whole invite process right now for our next challenge group. So I've actually, instead of doing one-on-ones, I've actually created an Evernote tab with my sample invite on when to hit send and what to say and when to say it. And if they say this, you're going to say this, that type of thing. So they can literally copy and paste until they understand what they need to do, or they can tweak it however it fits them. But that's something that you can share. So I'm assuming you're getting this. Like, you want things that you're able to give to your coaches to make it easier for you, right? So these are going to be things that worked for you. You're more than welcome to share mine. If that's what's worked for you, go ahead, share it. Another thing is coming up with objections. So if you've got leaders on your team, I'm going to be calling on my leaders soon to do this. We're going to be putting together an Evernote document of objections and how you handle them. So you'll be looking for that post in Revelation Fitness. But sharing that type of document, because especially this time of year, there's going to be so many objections, that once we learn how to combat them and get over them, then we will be able to share these with our teams, and they will be able to see, okay, this is how she handled a price objection, this is how she handled a time objection, and they can move on from there. So when you're duplicating yourself, or when you are trying to attract new coaches to you, or challengers even so, because obviously the best type of challenger that you can help is somebody who's like you. You want to know who you are and who you would like to work with. So I know Beachbody does a whole bunch of stuff based off of, your ideal challenger, right down to what they look like. Are they blonde? Are they blue-eyed? Like whatever, that type of exterior that they look like. But for me, and what I've done with my corporate representation is taken at least the coaches down even further and put into perspective what type of attributes do they have mentally that I would want to work with somebody on my team. So are they dedicated? Are they a hard worker? Do they work well with others? do they do really well with time management? Whatever. So you have to kind of have to think, yes, we're not a boss, but if you were the CEO of your company and you had to interview somebody to come into your business, what type of questions and what would you be looking for on that application that would say, okay, I want to work with you. You have all of these qualities that make me want to hire you or have you on my team. When you do this, it's going to be a lot easier for you to, even just when on a night that you're not working, you're scrolling Facebook and you see somebody who, handled something on their Facebook wall with grace and, gratitude or whatever, that is something that you would message them and pretty much invite them to join your team because you want to work with somebody like that. That's a huge compliment to them. But now you know who you're looking for. So not only can you do that, but you can also gear your post towards not only the outside people, but what you're looking for on the inside as far as coaches. Does that make sense? So you really want to narrow that down. So quality versus quantity. So I would rather sign up 5 coaches in 1 year that are exactly like me and do everything that I've done than sign 100 coaches who are wishy-washy. Okay. So that's why it's important to narrow down your quality, because that's where those people are going to come in. Okay. So think quality versus quantity. You don't need to be signing 20 coaches a month. You need to be signing quality coaches every month. Okay. So these are the slides from Super Saturday. A lot of the things that I just talked about are kind of masked in fear. Oh my gosh, reaching out to somebody who did something on Facebook that I would want to work with, that takes a lot of courage to do. That all of this duplication comes once you've overcome your fears or your limiting beliefs about yourself or the business or where you need to go. If you don't overcome your fears, what you're duplicating in your coaches are those same fears. Does that make sense? So that's another thing that, track your efforts. When you know you have a fear of something and you have to get over it in order for your business to move forward, track how you got over it. Okay? Because that is how you are going to help another coach get over it as well. You have to be able to help them combat fears, whether it's, oh, I had that same fear when I first started and this personal development book really helped me. Or doing this, like, for example, sharing things on Facebook, it could be really scary for some people. So when I had a problem doing that because I wasn't used to posting on social media, I used to do a thing where before I posted, I sat down, I visualized what response I wanted to get. I counted 1, 2, 3, I closed my eyes and hit send. These are the types of things that you want to have written down, because for me, at least for me, I would forget. So to write it down and be able to share this with your coaches is going to help tremendously, and it's going to combat. So if you put it in your team page, in the file section, it's there. They're already reading it. So when they come across it, they'll be like, oh, wait, I read something on this. I should go back and reread it and figure out how to combat that. You want to ask yourself, if my team did what I did today, would they move their business forward? You have to be real and raw and honest with yourself. There are days where I'm like, don't want to work, and I find myself scrolling Facebook, and I have to say, wait a minute, Kaylee, if you have a coach doing this right now, are they moving their business forward? Oh, heck no. Like, that doesn't help me move my business forward. So I have to kind of reevaluate, stop, visualize where I want to go, what I want to achieve for that day. My day planner, which is not here, but has been tremendous for me. I highly, highly recommend this specific day planner, because at the top of my day, it says the top 3 things that I have to get done. So it makes me really prioritize my list, because on the side of my day, I have a whole list of things that I need to get done. And everybody knows that you're not going to get everything done on your to-do list. And my to-do list has everything from household stuff to children's stuff to work stuff to, you know, where I need to go, like Target. That seems to be always be on my list of things to do. But it makes me take that list and narrow it down to the top 3 things that I need to do for my business during my business hours, because that is where, heck, I'm going to get the money to go to Target. So that goes up at the top of my page, the very first thing I see. And then my day starts at, you know, it talks, my day planner has times, which I absolutely love. It goes from 5 to 9. And I fill in what I need to do, my work hours, and things that I want to accomplish in my work hours if I get done with my top 3. Okay, so really knowing, prioritizing, and I'm a huge checker offer. So once I check them off, I know I can move on to my next things. And that's how I know if my team was doing what I was doing that day, would their business move forward? And I can go to bed saying yes. To duplicate within your team things that you're doing, you need to spell it out. Okay, there's not a lot of people who just come in and get it, right? I think we can all say that. It's awesome when we find the ones that do, because, excuse me, we feel like we can kind of relax a little bit and not have to be on so much. But we have to remember that that's far and few between. The coaches that we sign up, not saying that the ones who are more needy are not going to be rock stars, but we have to take it into consideration, especially for myself, because I was one of those people who just came in and did it. I have to take a step back and say, okay, not everybody's going to come in like me, and I have to be able to break down what I'm doing and literally spell it out for them. You know, as if we're talking to grade school, where everything has to be laid out, because something that's so obvious to me may not be obvious to somebody else, right? Same with you guys. Something that's so obvious to you in your business may not even be obvious to me. So every little thing, even if you think it's like the simplest thing in the whole entire world, spell it out. For example, if I'm talking to Melanie and she says something to me, I could not understand, like there could be a reason why I could not understand what she's talking about. I have a learning disability that if something's worded funny, I don't understand it. So if she just changes like a word, I get it. So simple, just getting down to the basics and spelling everything out will really, really help your team and understand. So that kind of goes back to the basics as well. If you feel like your team is struggling, go back to the basics, okay? I posted in my personally sponsored group page about who wants to be all in for the next 2.5 months. Those people are getting my specific time. We're scheduling phone calls. I have a list of questions that are going over to see if they warrant my time, because my time is precious to me, my family, the coaches that want it, so on and so forth. So we have to make sure that we're going to work well together and things are going to go according as planned. But sometimes I have to take those coaches back to the basics. Same thing. I'm going to spell it all out for them, every single one. So just keep that in mind. Like if you're having trouble keeping them motivated, it could be there's too much information. I know that a lot of new coaches come on, they're super excited, and then they get thrown a whole bunch of information. And if we take it back to, okay, 3 vital behaviors, let's stick with that. Your goal is to find 30 challengers this month, and you stay with that and concentrate on doing that day in and day out. I think that things will start going a little bit more smoothly. Again, spelling it out, very back to the basics. So bridging the gap, there's a lot of, I think you guys have heard me talk about this before, really having confidence not only in yourself, but in the products and the programs, right? So one of the things that I feel like new coaches especially get caught up in is price objections and how to tell somebody how much something costs, right? And you can correct me if you're wrong. So, there are points where I either assume or I fall back into the new coach status, and I'm like, I don't want to tell this person how much this costs because I'm scared I'm going to lose it. So going back to, again, the basics and understanding, and the movie theater example that's on the slide right here is if you go to the movies, right? And you go with a spouse or a friend, $26, simple, $26 to see one movie, right? For two people. Ridiculous, first of all. But it was such an awesome movie that you came home, you posted about it on Facebook, you called up a friend and said, you have to see this. I will even go with you. So now you're going to pay again to see the same movie. And you just talk it up like it is like the best thing on the whole entire earth. But not once did you mention, oh my gosh, I had to pay $26 to get in to see this movie. It's the same thing with our products and programs. You know, we know how much they cost, but we know, and we should know, that they're well worth it. So if we take it as if we are telling our loved ones about a movie that we absolutely enjoy and talk to them about how important it is that they need to go see this movie and that I'll actually go again with you, then, you know, I think that would cut down on price projections. Jen, that was really freaky. P.S. She just like came onto the screen like really freaky. So I don't know if that makes sense, but when they said that example at leadership, I was like, wow, like that's the perfect way to explain what we do and the value in how we explain things, how we explain our products and our programs. So figure out how you would duplicate something like that and share it with your team. You also want to ask yourself, is what I am doing hard to duplicate? And this is coming from somebody who sucks at YouTube videos. Personally, I think I do. I blog. I do my like page. I'm on Instagram. But if you went and you looked at my Instagram, or you went and looked at my like page, or you went and looked at my blog, I want my coaches to say, I can do that. I can even do that better than her. Because if you're not starting a blog until it's perfect or complete, or you're not getting onto YouTube until you have your lighting right and you know how to really work iMovie or Windows Movie Player, or you're not getting on a Facebook like page until you have everything set in stone, knowing what you're going to post, so on and so forth, it's not something that's duplicatable to your team, right? Not everybody's going to be able to afford good lighting for YouTube videos. Not everybody's going to afford or have the background to know how to do all the special effects. Not everybody's going to know how to add pages within pages of a blog, right? Nobody's going to care whether your blog is perfect. It's just a matter of being able to do it and telling your team and showing your coaches how you did it, okay? It's important. You want your even potential people who are watching you, who may see one of your videos or may follow you on a like page. You want them to say, hey, I can do that. Like, that was so simple. I can play with PicMonkey, right? So easy. So you want that to come across instead of discouragement, saying, I'm never going to be able to make a YouTube video like that, or I can't, have my blog that pretty. Or, I don't know, I can't do PicMonkey like that. Like, you just want it simple and duplicatable for your team so that nobody gets discouraged. I don't know if that ever makes sense, but that's kind of how I see it. They talked a little bit about that at leadership. Obviously, if you are good at something like YouTube videos or blogging, you're going to share your tips with your team. Again, duplicating. So they are able to do that if they want to. Moving on. So these are a little bit of self-evaluation questions that we were asked at leadership that I'm going to be asking you. So write them down. These will be forever. You will want to ask yourself these once a week, once every month, however many times you want to ask that. But it's also something that you're going to ask your leaders, right? What am I doing that is working for me? You're going to write them down. It's important to track this because of question number 2. What am I doing that is not working for me? What has changed since the last time I did well? So if you wrote down what's working for you this month, and next month, whatever you're doing is not working, you can now go back and see what has changed from last month to this month and go back to doing what was working for you. What personal development aha moments am I having? This is a big one. And this is important to ask your coaches. So back to the basics. This group of my personally sponsored coaches that had said, yes, I'm going to work with you. Right now, those who are on this call are getting a little sneak peek into what we're going to be doing for the next 2.5 months, but we're going to be doing a back to the basics type of, I'm assuming I'm going to do group chat so that everybody can motivate each other. But we are going back there and we are going to be doing a workout, Shakeology, inviting, and personal development. All leading up to, I'm hoping, a team-wide push in January of a development book that I have that I'm going to be posting about hopefully tomorrow or Friday. And if you are having a hard time with time management, or you don't know what to do next, or you just really need to change it up a bit, I suggest like starting November 1st, something like the 30-day push with Chalene Johnson. That's going to completely change your business. I promise. My personally sponsored coaches may be doing this as well. So, but knowing what aha moments you have, and you should have one every day. Why? Because you're doing personal development every day. Even in a 10-minute personal development, you're going to have an aha moment. It may be something that you have been waiting for, or it may be something that you're like, holy crap, like I didn't even think of that. But you need to write them down, because these aha moments are going to be the same issues that your coaches are going to go through. And you're going to be able to go back to them and say, I read this book and I had this aha moment for this same issue. Again, pointing them in the direction of bettering themselves and helping them get over whatever the hurdle is. And number 4, what is my real motivation? You have to, and we talk about it all the time, you have to have something that is going to motivate you beyond belief, something that's going to push you past quitting. Okay, the fear of quitting, you need to have it 100%. So what is pushing you past the point of saying, Kaylee, I want to quit? So you need to sit down, reevaluate your goals, reevaluate what drives you, your vision for your life, and make it a commitment that every morning before you get out of bed and every night before you go to sleep, you set your sights on that vision, and that's the last thing that you go to bed with and the first thing you wake up with. And remember, see the light in others and treat them as if that is all you see, right? So if we, again, the basics, go back to helping people, whether it's helping our coaches or helping our challengers, our business will grow, right? Carl Deichler talked about at leadership. He went over a whole bunch of different objections that he had gotten when he first wanted to start Beachbody. One of them was years after Beachbody started and outnumbered those objections with lots and lots of positivity. It was that they would never be able to start a multi-level marketing company based off of simply helping people. Obviously, you would not be sitting here today if he did not beat that objection, right? So if we take it back to that and we focus on who we can help, we will be doing just fine. Any questions? No? Does that help a little bit? Yeah. Okay. Well, if there's no questions, I'm tired of hearing myself talk. I'll let you guys go. Make sure you check out the file section. Make sure that you guys get on a Fall Classic team. Big deal. Right?
Kaylee, I actually do have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I understand how to make what I'm doing duplicatable, but how do you get your coaches to actually do it? my coaches go through like coach basics and everything, and we talk just about every single day, but it's just like they aren't actually doing what I'm doing. How do you get your, like, how do you motivate your coaches to do it?
How have I motivated you to do it?
I don't know.
You need to think about that. So when I come across something like this, and I'm not saying that just because I don't know the answer, but when I come across something like this, I always think back and I say, okay, when I came to Melanie with this, what did she have me do? Because that would be me duplicating what she has done. Just like you would be duplicating what I have done to put, to help you get past it. Now, that being said, you can't make people do anything, unfortunately, right? So one of the things that you can do, and we're going to go over it, you put that you wanted in on this 2.5 month thing, right, in my personally sponsored team page. So when we get on the phone, we're going to be going over those questions that I was just talking about one-on-one, and you personally can do the same thing with your coaches. So you can take what I put in my personally sponsored coach page, post it in your group, see who wants to do it, get on the phone with them with these same questions. It's a whole bunch of tough love questions that I'm going to be giving, because I have to make sure that my time is, being spent with the right people that are actually going to match it. But it's the same thing for you. Like, you can't keep beating dead horses. So you have to make sure that these people are ready to commit to you and the time that you're offering them. And if not, then it's just you continue to add people to your team who are going to want to do it, right? So there could be, people that I'm trying to work with that have been with me since I started. And it's a waste of my time. That's one of the reasons why I've done it. Leadership kind of opened up those eyes for me. Like, I have other coaches that are willing to do it, but yet for some reason I'm kind of like still wanting it for these other people that I'm kind of, hurting the newer ones that actually want it because I'm so focused on the older ones. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense.
So you'll get these questions. So as I ask them to you, you just write them down, and you can do the same thing. If that's something that you want to do, I would take it back to the basics with the group of people that want to do it. And literally, I'm going to have to teach you how to do some tough love. Like, I think that's like something that's going to have to happen. We'll talk about that on our call. But like, creating either a group message or a group where these people who have committed to you will go in, and literally every day they're going to create a collage that are going to be 3 things. It's going to have a picture of at least 3 to 5 people that they've invited. It's going to have a picture of at least them working out or them drinking their Shakeology. And it's going to have a picture of their aha moment from their personal development every single day. Because if they're doing that and you're tracking that and you can see that they are, then you can kind of figure out where they're going wrong. Okay. So it's something that I've actually done. I implemented that, which I might be implementing with you guys, just a little bit differently, because some of you are diamonds, some of you are emeralds or whatever, but something that I've implemented in my challenge group. So instead of rating my Made to Crave group, instead of rating their days from 1 to 5 on their food, water, blah, 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 the timeline photo actually has the title of it, and it has an example of what they need to be posting. And it's 3 things. They need to post a takeaway from the devotional that they're reading, a picture of their food or their workout, and I can't remember the other one. I think it's a picture of their food and their workout. But just shows me like what they're eating, what their takeaway was. It shows me that they're reading the book, and that they're doing a workout. Okay, so that's kind of what I've implemented in here, because if they're showing that, they must be doing it, right? At least 1 meal a day I know is healthy because they're posting a picture of it, right? Which is great, because if you can get them doing 1, you can get them doing 2 the next round. But the same thing, like they're loving it. Like, they're using Pic Collage on their phones, and they're, posting all these things, and it helps to have a good book background. But that has been something that has been a lot better for me than the rating your day. So I think implementing it with the basics, which 100% is this business, is taking, like, doing the basics every single day, making sure to do it. Because I think that once coaches get into it, they kind of get stale in the inviting and the personal development and even their workouts. Again, why did I ask that question in Revelation Fitness last night before I went to bed? The gut check, what workout are you doing? If you're not doing one, what one are you starting? That is the core foundation. We as Beachbody coaches have to be doing a workout, right? So I want to know what's your plan. If you're not doing it, you're not posting about it, which means nobody's watching you. So that came off of the wake up call from Monday. If you haven't listened to that, go listen to it. It talks about us being the foundation of healthy living, doing a workout, drinking Shakeology. Right? Does that help? Unfortunately, you can't make them do it, but you can definitely give them tough love, and you don't have to give them all of your time if they're not willing to match it. Okay?
Question.
Go ahead.
Kind of going off of that with personal coaches. How do you start? Like, my team page is very like me just posting things, posting information, posting files, I feel like, all the time. How do I transition that to like doing the collages, or do I just start another group for just accountability for the people who want it and just add everyone to the team page?
That's up to you. Do you have, like, is your team page strictly your coaches, or is that everybody's?
Right now it's just my coaches because no one has working coaches, really.
So that's up to you. You can also do a post about who wants to, work with you till the end of the year. These people, you'll actually then know, like, okay, get them on a Fall Classic team, so you can help them find teams. It's up to you. I mean, it has nothing to do one over the other. I just have a lot more people in Revelation Fitness, and obviously I only have enough time to work directly with my personally sponsored that want it. So that's why I did it in my personally sponsored page. But if that's all that's in your team page, it wouldn't be horrible to say, hey, we're going to implement this. But you kind of have to give them a foundation first. Like, you need to private message them and say, do you want it all in? Because if you're posting now and they're not posting, they're not going to go in and do the post that you say you want them to do. It wouldn't be a horrible thing to implement into your team page before it gets huge, because then it kind of will become habit for you.
Yeah.
And, as your team grows, they'll be able to learn from an aha moment or something like that somebody had, and see, like, okay, these coaches are doing this, so I should be doing that. But I suggest that, so that you're not the only one doing it, make sure that there are coaches in there who want to do it.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good.
Everybody good?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, I will post the recording, and if you guys have any questions, just post them or drop me a message. I'll be getting on the phone with, right now, everybody that's on this call. Because everybody on this call said that they wanted to work with me. So we'll be scheduling a phone call.
Yay.
Okay?
Sounds good.
I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.